Gospel of Matthew, the 4th chapter. Then the Spirit led Jesus up into the wilderness so that the devil might tempt him. After Jesus had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he was starving. The tempter came to him and said, "Since you are God's son, command these stones to become bread." And Jesus replied, "It is written, people won't live only by bread, but by every word spoken by God." After that, the devil brought him to the holy city and stood him at the highest point of the temple and said to him, "Since you are God's son, throw yourself down, for it's written, I will command my angels concerning you, and they will take you in their hands so that you won't hit your foot against a stone." And Jesus replied, "Again, it's written, don't test the Lord your God." Then the devil brought him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said, "I'll give you all of these if you bow down and worship me." And Jesus responded, "Go away, Satan, because it is written, you will worship the Lord your God and serve only God." And the devil left him, and the angels came and took care of him. The word of life for this day.
Thanks be to God.
So what do you think of when you think of the word wilderness? What's a wilderness to you? It's a what?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts, okay. Yeah. We go out camping. Out in the trees and stuff. What else? The forest comes to mind, yeah. Wilderness. Think about that for a minute. We're in one now, yeah. So, my son took an extensive training and became a wilderness first responder. That means he's a woofer. A wilderness first responder is someone who goes when someone's been injured on a trail in the back country, runs the trail with first aid supplies in order to help people who have been injured in the back country. And so that's wilderness too, the back country. Places of recreation, right? Places for renewal, places to get away from it all. Places for stress reduction. If we go to the wilderness, that's what we're looking for. Getting away, reducing our stress. The word wilderness comes to us from the Old English. Wild deer, which meant wild animal, wild deer. So a wilderness was a place of wild animals to our English-speaking ancestors. But wilderness in the Bible nearly always means a place of threat or of struggle. So think about the children of Israel wandering in the wilderness all those years, struggling with their identity, with their home, with their faith. It was a time of struggle, all that wandering around. And Jesus, out in the wilderness, struggling with the temptations presented to him by the force of evil. So what were these temptations? Potato chips, chocolate, the stuff we give up for Lent. No, it went a lot deeper than that. The primary temptation was power. Power. Turn stones into bread. Well, that's not really about hunger, that's about the You know, when Adam and Eve, we're told, were tempted by the fruit, which was beautiful in color, and it was perfectly ripe, and it was lush. They had all kinds of food. They weren't tempted by that fruit because they were hungry or because it was food, but because the word said, "Eat this, and you will be like God." And so the temptation of the fruit was that kind of power. Be like God. Power is a serious temptation for those of us in the middle class, middle management, middle of the country. You know, people don't listen to us. Wouldn't some power be great? The lure of power is seen when we see people thieving to get more money, because money is a form of power. It's seen in white supremacy movements. If one doesn't have power on your own, then maybe my race will confer power for me. It is life. All of these things are the draw of power. It's even seen in the way some people take Scripture and weaponize Scripture. And now come up with this, but clearly when she heard it, she understood what that meant, to weaponize Scripture. Using Scripture taken out of context to meet one's own agenda and to condemn people that you don't like. To use Scripture as a bludger and beat people with it. That is to weaponize Scripture. It's tempting. It's tempting to say that my faith is behind all the things that I wish were going on, and you have a different opinion, and to use Scripture as a weapon. I like the way Anne Lamott says it. She says you can safely assume that you've created God in your own image when it turns out that God hates all the same people you do. So there's a struggle. There's a struggle against those things that draw us in, but are not what God wants for us. There's a struggle to feel some measure of compassion, the same way that God shows it, for all people. For all people, the powerful and the powerless, the accepted and the rejected, those who give in to temptation and those who don't, and God loves them all. God loves us all. Those who struggle and those who look like they don't. But a big question not to be ignored is, how did Jesus end up in this wilderness anyway? Did the adversary, the Satan, draw him in, lure him to the wilderness? No. That's not how the story goes. It says that he was baptized and came up out of the water, and God's word came, giving him his mission, what to do. And then the Spirit drove him into the wilderness. That's the word that's used. Drove him out, compelled him to go out into the wilderness. And I think that may be the hardest thing to hear. That the Spirit, which is supposed to be nice to us, might push us into a place of struggle, might drive us to go to a place that is a wilderness. tough place, a rough place, a place where we will struggle. And we'll wonder, what can we, or what should we, or what must we do to counter the evil that is in the world? What can we, and what should we, and what must we do to oppose the pull of being power hungry? And what can we, and what should we, and what must we do to balance out the forces that trample the powerless and push people to the margins? Because that's the kind of wilderness we really do find ourselves in. A wilderness where people are not treated well, but the Spirit has pushed us, has driven us to go into our own wilderness